Welcome back, race fans, here to the Racers Elite Network Round 2 at the Rock Truck Series Tuesday nights. Here we go. Nice little battle's going to shape up. It looks like we're going to have 12 trucks that's going to take the field tonight, and we are going to be locked in a battle here at round 2 of our playoffs. As always, John Ross here in the booth with you. Russ Martin alongside of me. Russ, how you doing tonight?
Not doing too bad, John. Here for race 2 of the playoffs for the Racers Elite Truck Series at Rockingham. Short track. It's a hot short track tonight, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, 116 degree temperature here in Rockingham, and I will tell you what that's going to cause. And you know, this is not a track that trucks go to quite often, but this thing is bumpy. We're going to talk multiple lanes tonight, as this thing has some pretty solid banking going through both sides, and it does have a tri-oval. Both of these exits of 2 and 4, are going to be pretty slippery. These trucks are going to tighten up, Russ, I believe, here in the entry and about middle of the turn, but then they're going to get snappy loose off. And then on top of that, we get to play a little bit of fuel strategy. As always happens here at Racers Elite, you always have to watch out for a green flag-to-flag race. And I believe you're going to see some drivers be able to stretch this thing to just one stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. I mean, I think tires are going to be the biggest factor here tonight. Like you said, you know, this is a kind of a rough surface track. It's short, got some pretty good banking in the corners, and be surprised to see these tires scrub off really quick and guys get tight, like you said.
Well, let's take a look real quick at what we have for your points, as Andrew and Alex are going to come into this thing 1 and 2. Brandon Honeycutt is going to be in 3rd. Sanfilippo is going to be in 4th. Holloman in 5th. Dunaway, Ecker, Alex Gates, Truth, and then Rowan, Phillip, and Rob are going to round out your top 12. All of these 12 drivers still playoff. Everybody still has a shot here tonight. And as we do every single week, Russ, let's talk about who you are going to say is going to be leading this thing when the checkered flag flies.
Well, for me, you know, I gotta go back and look at the previous race results. I mean, you know, to end the regular season, the 98 of Andrew Teft has clearly shown that he's kind of like the Racers Elite short track dominator. You know, he picked up a couple of wins at some of the latter stages of the season's short track races. So I don't see it panning out to be any different here tonight. I'm going with that 98 of Andrew Teft.
Well, there you see him on the track right now, getting his qualifying run in. Andrew Tepp, Russ's pick tonight. He has been doing fantastic on the short tracks this year, not only in the trucks, but in the Xfinity and the Cup car as well. So he has, this season, really turned it up. As you can see, he's going to choose that middle line to be able to run as fast a lap as he possibly can. That is not a bad pick. I believe this week I am going to go with this gentleman right here, Blair Holloman. Blair has had such a good run. He really knows how to will a loose truck. He had a ton of wins last season, just a few on the season, and anytime you get a win, that's great. But a little bit less than what he had last season. I think he wants to come out here, make a statement, and this is the truck that I'm going to say has the opportunity to take the checkered flag tonight.
That's probably not a bad pick either. You know, like you said, he's not afraid to get up on the wheel. We've seen him take these trucks and make them look like he's running them on dirt on some of these ovals. And, you know, like you said, last season, I think he had like 7 wins last season. Not quite as many this season, but yeah, it might not be not be a bad pick for a driver to come through with a breakout win.
Yeah, and as you look, you can really tell we don't have very many clouds in the sky. Let's see if we can get to a blimp view. And this track is going to be in full sun, as you can see there, not a shade over this Rockingham track. And Russ, that is going to make this thing really, really slippery on the exit. Now, this is a very interesting track. Let's see if I can pull back up the shape of this thing. Very interesting because it's not your normal short track paper clip. You do have that tri-oval, and that tri-oval, as you can see when we span around here, has some pretty decent banking as well as that backstretch. Now, this backstretch is one of the more interesting on the service because it gets extremely tight on the exit of 2, and every truck is going to want to push to the wall. If you are underneath of somebody, you better be careful. If somebody else is underneath of you, you better be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're looking at this track and kind of reminds me of like the bastard love child of say Daytona and Las Vegas. You know, you've got that slight banking in the tri-oval, you know, and it's only a mile, so you've got the shorter track aspect of it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys get around here tonight.
Well, let's go over your qualifying results as Troy Thomas is going to take that pole. That might be his first pole this season in the trucks. Fantastic job by him. Lap time of a 24.403. Blair Holloman, my pick for tonight, is going to start on the outside. Brendan is going to be starting third. Truth in fourth. Kirby Wainscott, Curtis Ecker, fifth and sixth. Sean Dunaway in seventh. Andrew Teft is in eighth. Alex Teft is going to be in ninth, and Phillip is going to start 10th.
Alex Gase is going to start 11th, and then Rob Yost Jr. is not going to lay a time. He's going to round out the field starting in 12th.
So you've got to think, as we look at these drivers, 12 on the field. They've been running around each other all season long. I believe, like we talked about in the pregame here, this has the opportunity to certainly be a flag-to-flag race.
Absolutely. You know, even though it's a short track, these guys have been racing around each other, like you said, all season long. You know, for the most part, everybody is out here is a very clean driver. Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising at all to see this go 120 laps flag to flag.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Now, we are going to, like you said, have 120 laps. I was talking to Andrew just a little bit earlier, and it's going to be very, very this is going to be interesting because I believe these trucks can make it about 51 laps on fuel if they are going all out. So if we have somebody conserving it, and as you know, Russ, if you're in one of these trucks, if you're racing any type of car out here on this service, as you get more wear in the tire, you're on that throttle a lot less, so you're going to save a lot more fuel. So I do believe that some people could take a step back here and try to get this thing to go 60 and 60 and do one stop. I would think, having to come down pit road twice is just the time spent down pit road is going to be too great to get that comeback.
Especially at a short track, you know, or especially at a short track, and if it's going green or green to checker. Yeah, two stops I think would just be too much. I wouldn't be surprised to see guys start this race, maybe take a couple of laps hard, get some position, then maybe try to fall back, save some tires, save some fuel, and try to cut it in half just like you did.
Well, Julia, already there in the chat, rooting on that 43 truck as we see these trucks now go through and enter turn 3. This is a hot track. This is a bumpy track, multiple lanes. We've got your round 2 playoff getting ready to go here at the Rock, one of the most iconic racetracks that we have. And here they go. Troy Thomas bringing them down. Green flag is now in the air. Oh, and it looks like early on, Troy Thomas may be missing a gear.
Yeah, that might have been a money shift there, John. He might have missed that.
Yeah, we're going to go. We will go back and take a look at it. Let's see if Troy can get himself going, and that is going to bunch this field up all kinds of crazy. Let's take a look and see what happened to him, and we're going to stop that and see if we can get on board with him. I do believe that that's what happened. He probably had just a quick little downshift. And that's what caused that for him. Let's see if we can play that. I don't believe we're going to be able to get an in-car view. Oh, he just spun the tires there.
That's not surprising either. Looked like the 8 also had a little bit of a problem on the start there, spinning the tires too.
Yeah,
like we said, this is a hot track.
We're going to go back the old-fashioned way here since our replay isn't working. Let's see if we can go on board with it. Yeah, he spun the tires.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now, these trucks do get a fast repair, so I'm not sure if Troy is going to want to take that. But, yeah, as we talked about before, 116-degree track temperature. That certainly looks like everybody's going to come down pit lane now. Blair Holloman probably going to have to take that fast repair as well. I'm going to see if we can grab a hold of Blair's truck. I just want to see if he's going to take this fast repair.
We had a couple of drivers stay out. Looks like Brandon Sanfilippo, Truth Hope decided to stay out.
Yeah, Cody, there in the chat. Cody, good to see you in the chat, my friend. Yeah, it just looked like, Troy trying to put the power down there. It certainly happens. Now, I believe Blair is going to try to hang on to that fast repair. Now, you can see that left front tire really cambered out pretty heavy in this truck. I'm not certain how much time he has for repair. It was a low-speed wreck, but I would assume Troy probably got the worst of that, as now you can see they are repairing it as the truck starts to lift up. It looks like Brandon's in good shape too here, Russ, because I thought that he tapped the back of Troy, but I don't believe he did. It looks like Troy just got loose, so this 12 truck is in good shape.
Yeah, like you said, it was a low contact or a low speed contact. Probably not really a lot of damage on Blair's truck. Probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Should be fine. Come back out, catch the tail end of this field here.
And with only 12 trucks here, this isn't a killer to any of these drivers that got caught up in that. But I will tell you what this does do is this completely changes the fuel strategy here, as now when we go back green, we're probably going to, now the lights are off here on the pace car, so these cars are going to have to catch up. You do see Troy and Blair bringing those trucks down, so they will be able to catch up. But this is really going to allow some of those guys that can save fuel to be able to make this thing the rest of the way. Okay, we are going to set this back up, Russ. Here we are. We're going to go green now with 5 laps in to this race. Brandon is going to be on your inside with Truth on the outside now.
These guys keep the tires underneath them here on this restart.
Green flag is now in the air. A good, clean start this time. Now, Brandon, with a nice jump, going to get about a couple of truck links, and he's going to take this lead over, going into one, getting those much-needed bonus points already in this race. And it does look like Phillip is going to try to dive underneath the Truth. And let's go back and look at that, as it did look like that Phillip was pushed up that track just a little bit. We talked about that earlier. This thing wants to clear all of these trucks to the high side. They're going to have to be careful underneath of these other trucks trying to get away around.
Yeah, you get tight in the entry there. You push up to that guy on the outside, man. It could cause a problem really quick.
Andrew Teft already on the move underneath of Sean Dunaway in that Hello Kitty 01 truck. Getting there quickly. 77 again right behind him. Alex Gates with a nice new paint scheme on that truck, looking very nice. And then you've got Blair Holloman, who had to start in the back there right behind this pack of cars. You can see Phillip starting to work the outside line on this track, and that is a viable line here with the trucks. As you see now, Truth Hope going up there as well, and he's going to get a fantastic run off of 4. Get that run here beside of the 12 truck. And I don't believe there's a whole lot Brandon can do here.
I've been watching Truth since that restart. He's been up there on that top line since the drop of the green flag again, and he's definitely got some speed up there as he takes this lead out from Brandon Sanfilippo.
Yeah, ultra aggressive move, getting up on the high side of this track and already taking this lead over. Now, we've seen this before with this 55 truck. Now what Truth needs to do is really get himself into a tire-saving mode. He's got the clean air on the front of that truck. Now you just want to see him start to back that off, Russ, and really protect that right rear tire on these trucks going around Rockingham. He's had a tendency here to push that truck pretty hard, get out there and get that clean air, and then fall off about 20, 25 laps later.
Yeah, absolutely. We got like we said, we're coming to 50 to go to the midpoint where we're anticipating that first round of pit stops. So 50 laps on a set of tires. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to do a little bit of saving.
Yeah, it does look like Troy Thomas is going to kind of try to sit back here and catch his breath just a little bit. Kirby Wainscott right behind him, following him around on this track. I do think that Troy has a fast truck in that 3 truck. I believe maybe just a little bit of embarrassment there, as that was his first pole that I've seen him get this year. Maybe just sitting back here and trying to run some laps, but man, that's a great driver and that's a fast truck. So look for him to start coming forward as this race continues on.
Yeah, and something else he might have, he may have just started the race in the wrong gear too. A lot of times these warmer track temps up, upwards of 115, 120 degrees sometimes starting in first gear isn't necessarily the best idea because of that, so much torque and power going to those rear tires. It causes that wheel spin. Maybe that's what happened there, and maybe it's a lesson learned moving forward. Maybe restart these races in second.
Yeah, you can see on the back of that screen over there on the right-hand side of that track, Sean Dunaway getting a little loose on the exit of those turns is now Andrew Teff. Your pick to win this thing has worked his way up to third position. And we're going to see if we can start to pop up some of our driver details as Andrew has worked his way from his starting role and now he's up to third, and I believe he's got his eyes set here on this 12 truck. He's just slowly and methodically working his way through the field. One of the things that I see that he's doing really well, keeping that truck extremely straight on exit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen this a few weeks ago here. When he was, can't remember what short track it was, but he was kind of running that middle lane, and he was really using that to his advantage. And we can see him doing that again here right now. So we'll see if he can keep working his way up towards the front and making me look good as he's my pick.
Yes, he is, and he is on the march forward still. Is now the 99 of Philip Archibald, starting to fall back just a little bit here to Alex Gates. I got to tell you, the past 3 or 4 weeks, man, that 77 truck has just shown a ton of pace, getting into this playoff with a great win there at Eldora and just showing a lot of pace. He has consistently been one of those trucks that move up from his starting position the most out of any truck that we've seen here in the series. Really a great testament to his racecraft when he gets out there, but has been putting together some fantastic runs. As now it looks like Sean Dunaway is going to start pressuring him to try to get himself back around this driver. Sean up 1 position from the start of this race.
Yeah, if Racers Elite had a like most cars passed award, I'm pretty sure from what we've seen, Alex Gates would probably be the recipient of that award at the season's end. We've seen it all through the beginning of the season, where he put himself in contention for, a podium spot or even a win, and just something would keep him from finishing the race in that position. And then he finally got that monkey off his back, picking up that dub at Eldora, and definitely boosted some confidence coming into these playoffs, and he's showing it here again tonight.
Yeah, as you can see now, Alex Teff is going to get by Blair. Blair all kinds of loose on the exit, and I've got to think that Blair has, I believe that damage is really taking a toll on that driver. He might have opted for that fast repair to get that truck driving properly, and you do not want a ill-driving truck here at this track, as now Curtis Ecker is going to make that pass. Curtis had a fantastic run all week. He really had a great week last week in all 3 of these series, but he's starting to show a lot of speed here later on in these seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing we see quite often as these seasons progress are, drivers that you don't normally talk about, gaining speed, gaining skill throughout that season, and then as the season winds down, you start seeing those drivers become contenders. We definitely saw that last week. I think he got a P3 last week, so yeah, Curtis Ecker's definitely been on a roll as of late.
Yeah, he's been doing a fantastic job, and just so that everyone knows that's tuning in, there on the left-hand side where we have that timing tower, all of those drivers that are highlighted in red are your playoff contenders. We do not eliminate here at Racers Elite, so this will be straight points through. Now, obviously, the season champion received 12 points, 11th for second, and on and on and on. So there were some bonus points coming into here, which is why you see the, Alex and Andrew there a little bit above your race winner last week of Honeycutt, who is, unfortunately, I believe he's out of town this week, so he's going to miss all of these series this week.
Yeah, it's a big blow for him, but I'm pretty sure he's sitting well enough in points that when he gets back here, he can still be a contender for these championships.
Now you see Andrew really putting the screws down early on, moving up 5 spots, but it does look like this 99 truck is starting to come back to him just a little bit and start running him back down. Philip Archibald now really getting in and out of the turns very well. and I'm going to see if we can go on board with this truck driver and just see what it's like to go around here. And folks, if you're sitting there watching, what I want you to notice is, one, the extreme banking, the different lines that we have, but how bumpy this track is. Just look at Andrew up in front of him. That low line just so bumpy. And what that does is it loads and unloads your shocks and springs on these trucks. And if you get into a bad rhythm, it will just snap that truck around for no reason.
Yeah, we've said it, I don't know how many times this season, that these trucks are just naturally tail loose. And you add in a bumpy track like Rockingham, as you see, he's mounted around that bottom right there. You add those aspects to an already loose truck, yeah, you hit it wrong, you could definitely loop it very, very easily.
Yeah, and it does look like, from what I can tell, just sitting here watching these drivers go around, these trucks are a little free on entry, a little freer than I thought they would be. I thought that right front would heat up just a little bit, but you can see a kind of a little bit of a counter steer on the entry to these turns, and I think they're almost, you can hear how long Alex is off of the throttle there. I believe that they're chasing these trucks up the hill from a loose entry, not a pushing condition. Now you can see, as we follow him around, you really see Andrew choosing to run that bottom line. And once he gets in, you'll see the front tires really driving the rear as that truck almost what they call yawing out and gets a little sideways. You can see the front tires start to beat the rear tires. That's a loose and free condition on entry.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that prefer their trucks to have that kind of a condition. They thrive under those conditions. I think Andrew is definitely one of those drivers that thrives under that condition. So, yeah, it's they're tough to drive, but man, yeah, some of these drivers, that's what they beg for.
Yeah, you really want a loose truck. You don't want a really pushy truck. A pushy truck seems to get worse so much quicker than a loose truck, but an overly loose truck is really going to have you going around these turns trying to find some grip somewhere and changing your lines. As now we can see, it looks like Alex starting to fall back to Sean Dunaway, but don't look now, Julia, this 43 truck is on the move as he normally is during these races, and he is creeping up, running that nice middle line. And it doesn't look like his truck. It looks like he's sitting really neutral, Alex. And it looks like Alex Gates is fighting a bit of a tight condition, but Alex is really neutral, and it looks like Sean might be pretty neutral as well.
Yeah, so it looks like three completely different reactions of these trucks. We tell that the top two have kind of checked out. Up to over a 4-second gap to third. So a lot of these guys back here from third on back, they may be going into a tire and fuel saving mode. But yeah, like you said, one tight, one loose, one kind of neutral. So it's all driver dependent really, and on your setups.
Well, here is your battle for the lead. It looks like Truth has really stuck to that top line, and Brandon has slowly reeled him back in. Truth, man, he has just been on a tear this season, really having some fantastic runs, showing a ton of speed. But this 12 truck rather, I got to tell you, I haven't really figured out his driving style 100% yet, Russ, and I've seen him run quite a few races, but I will tell you, he does seem like he is a middle to a long run pace kind of driver. That truck just keeps coming after him lap after lap.
Yeah, we've seen it, like you said, we've watched him run quite a few races, even in other series, and yeah, he may not be super quick or fast at the beginning of a run. Come the middle to end of that run, he usually is working his way forward. He's right now he is a hungry driver, and he is looking to make this pass on Truth for the lead here.
Yeah, he has led quite a few races in this series this year, and he's had some great runs, and then he's had some really good fast trucks, and then been bit by about kind of what Truth unfortunately does. Truth gets bit by some bad luck sometimes as well, but both of these drivers running and doing a fantastic job. They're up about 4.5 seconds over your third place driver of Andrew Teff. Philip Archibald right behind Andrew. We'll go back to there, but it does look like they're about 3 to 4 tenths apart from each other. So this is your tightest battle here on the track. those trucks just skipping the front end going into the turn, because you can see Brandon having to chase that truck up just a little bit, not really wanting to be in the tire tracks of that 55, but not having a lot of choice. It looks like Truth maybe just a small little touch to the wall, but any of these drivers choosing to go to the bottom are really free on entry. And Truth is just running a very nice line here, Russ.
Yeah, trucks look a little bit more stable from the midline up. The bottom line definitely looks like it's a little bit looser on entry and potentially exit. But even though we're in a short track, dirty air does come into play, which could explain a lot too of why we're seeing Brandon running such a different line in Truth for most of the lap around here.
Yeah, now I will tell you, one of the things that you're going to see throughout this race, a lot of those drivers are going to be able to adapt. And I'll tell you, as we come down this backstretch, I want everybody to take and pay close attention to the entry and look at the skid marks on the entry of 3 right here. See where that's that mid to low line like you were talking about, Russ. And that means that those trucks are sideways. That's why it's leaving tread marks. Now, if you look at 1 and 2, you'll see a lot less tread marks on the low to middle line. So that line is a viable line there in 1 and 2, and I believe that high line is going to save a little bit of tire in 3 and 4 just based on all of these trucks sliding those tires getting into here in 3 and 4.
Yeah, a lot of tracks, running the high side, tears your tires up a lot more, but it might be a better strategy to run up there here tonight.
And here we go. Brandon really methodically. As you can see him, he's going to get just a little loose and almost get in the back of Truth. And that's just what happens. We're 40 laps in to this run. And both of these trucks, these are just really free. And he was trying to get a good bite there at the bottom. Truth is just up top on a great defensive line. I'm not sure that Brandon really wants to push the issue to get this pass done right now. They still have a 4-second lead over Phillip. And let's go back and take a look as that battle wages on. Phillip was able to get around Andrew Teft, and not only just get around him there, he's put about a second on him. Now, either Andrew has really dedicated himself to that bottom line, as you can see him still hitting that bottom, and that's right now just the slow way around this track, or is this driver saving fuel to make sure he gets to 60?
If I know Andrew, he's in some kind of a conservation mode. It's either tire or fuel, one or the other. I mean, we've seen him do this time and time again, especially at these short track. It kind of goes into a conservation mode, and then come that pit stop, as we see Sean Dunaway now on pit road. And here comes Andrew Teft also. So I guess so much for the halfway point.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to two-stop this race. I believe that you're going to have some drivers roll the dice here and do that. So as we look, Andrew Teft is down pit road. Sean Dunaway is down pit road. Blair Holloman is down pit road. So all 3 of those drivers in the pit, you can see it there on the timing tower, folks. So you can see the drivers that are there on pit lane. And I think that these 2 leaders are going to try to roll the dice and get this thing to 60. If they don't, I'm not sure why they're still out here on the track, and those other drivers are going to decide to two-stop this race.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the fuel load is here. I mean, we know that they run a minimal or a minimized fuel load, but I really don't see how they shouldn't be able to make it at least the 60 laps. I mean, we're only 16 laps away from that right now, so. But yeah, kind of interesting to see some guys coming down to the two-stop strategy.
Yeah, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the reason that they thought this, because over here on the right-hand side on that timing tower, you can see the last lap turn by Truth Oak is a 26:14. So these are the laps that they are currently turning right now. Everybody is in the low 26s. Now, take a look at the drivers that have just come out of pit road. They're at mid-24s and even some low 24s, so about 2 seconds a lap. So if you're sitting back and you're doing the math and you're coming down in 40, that means you're going to gain 40 seconds on these drivers, give or take, as you can come in and you can get on fresh tires. Now, if you do that for 2 stints, that's going to be a total of about 80 seconds. As now you look, Brandon is going to make his way down pit road, so he's going to have to two-stop this race.
Yeah, that's too much math for me, John. I'm a driver, and I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah, just a couple of different strategies as they look, but I do think that Brandon Truth is going to have to follow suit here. I know Alex. Now, Alex was in a position where he could roll the dice there. Even Alex Teft could roll the dice, but I do think that Truth needs to come in, and there you have it. Coming down pit road, this 55 truck really doing a fantastic job. Chose that high line. I would really be. I'd love to see some tire stats with Truth versus what Brandon did there. But it does look like all of these drivers now are going to two-stop this thing.
Yeah, and you know what that strategy could have been was, a lot of guys coming down right after 40, go 40 laps, go 80 laps, and then another 40 to the end of the race. But get out a couple of laps longer beyond those first pit stops. It's going to give you fresher tires off of that last pit stop. Might give you a little bit more of a charge at the end of the race.
All right, now you can see this 99 truck driver. He's going to come down. I do believe he's going to come into the pits, and that's why he allowed the 3 to go by. And there you have it, coming down pit road. Woof, just a really coming from that high banking to that flat. My goodness, it's so easy to spin out there. Doing a great job getting down pit road, and that now is going to turn this lead over to Alex in the 43 truck. Ace Hood there in the chat saying, let's go, Gates. Yeah, he's had a good run so far. Really strong. A really nice paint scheme on that truck this week.
Yeah, new paint scheme, new life.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex, now your leader, Sean Dunaway, is going to be in second. Sean, about 2.5 seconds behind this driver. I'll tell you, it did look like Alex came in on that first pit stop. I got about 5 seconds worth of fuel, so he certainly is going to drive this thing out. So this might be your driver here, Russ, that's going to attempt to roll the dice and see if he can just one-stop this race. Now, you can see Sean Dunaway is a lap behind Alex because Alex able to stay out, put this entire field a lap down.
Yeah, that may be something to watch in the latter stages of this race. That opening race caution coming down pit road like that may have opened a door that we didn't even see coming.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to go back just a little bit behind Alex. Alex still is going to be your leader, and all of these drivers are going to be fighting to get their lap back. As you can see them now, down about 25 seconds to Alex. I just am not sure that a lap, only 25 seconds on these laps, just not sure staying out is going to do the math properly where he's going to be able to come out ahead. But we will see. But these drivers now, as this thing comes back around, really the drivers you're looking at, and that's going to be Sean Dunaway, Brandon, and Andrew, are going to wind up being your leaders. And I'm going back and taking a look at some of these pit stops, and it looks like everybody was on and off pit road pretty clean. Now, Andrew with a 15-second stop in the stall, as well as Truth. So Truth really getting the worst end of that. Now, Truth on and off pit road, about a 2-second gap. So to put that in perspective, Russ, when Brandon, this 12 truck come on and off pit road, including his pit stop, was about 45.5 seconds. Truce was about 47. So he lost about 1.5 seconds there on pit road.
Yeah, that may come back to bite him if you can't make that up on the second stop. But pit entry here, like you said, it's very tough. That is a very hard transition from that banking down to the apron to get onto pit road. So maybe it was just a little bit of extra caution to make sure that he didn't spin that truck out when coming down pit road.
Yeah, and normally when you have that extra caution, and Lord knows I've done that a million times, is because you just really haven't put enough time in getting on and off pit road, making sure that you nail that. And that is part of it, because you come in with a 2 to 3 tenths lead, and that driver can get you for 1.5 seconds. If you do that twice, that's 3 seconds that they don't have to make up on the track, and that they're going to be ahead of you. And now, as you can see, that's going to put Brandon Sanfilippo here in second, starting to put a lot of pressure on Sean. And now Truth, just now coming into the picture, is going to start putting pressure on Andrew Teft.
Yeah, I may or may not have been guilty of pussyfooting it, if you will, on the pit road and not really doing the proper pit entry practice during the allotted practice time. But yeah, a lot of times that can really bite you, man.
Yeah, Sean Dunaway now is going to be on the high side. Brandon is going to be down low. Brandon probably has enough tire to make this passes. Now, Truth Hoke is right behind him, side by side with Andrew Teff. So here's 1 and 2, 3 and 4 behind us. Truth is going to make that pass. And that's what we talked about a little bit earlier, Russ. Truth is going to have to burn up a little bit more tire to be able to get by these two drivers. I do think, Brandon's going to be able to make that pass. Sean Dunaway going really high up against the wall there in that turn. Put this 12 truck out front, and let's see what he can do with clean out air now that Truth's going to have to try to track him down.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do a little bit of driving to back up there and try to battle for this lead. But it depends on what that tire fall off was. Like you said, be interesting to see what some of those tire statistics look like after that first round of pit stops, see how much these guys were actually burning off, whether they were able to save a little bit, or and then they know that they could push it a little bit harder, or if they were saving and still burning them up.
77 truck here of Alex Gates starting to put some pressure on the back of Philip Archibald. You see him get a little loose out of 2, which can tell you that he's really trying to push this truck right now, make the most of those fresh tires. And these drivers now have 1 stint on these tires. You've got some rubber here on the track, so they know what they're going to do, and you're going to start to see those lap times become more consistent. As again, going to fishtail just a little off of that turn. So he's putting a lot of pressure on this truck to try to catch that 99 of Philip Archibald, but Philip is holding strong here. That gap now up to about half a second, so just getting a couple of tenths that last lap on the 77.
Yeah, Philip's been running a pretty solid race so far today, and that was the 77 of Alex Gates. So good to see them moving up and see how they fare come the end of this thing. Just past half place.
My pick for the race here, Blair Holloman, right behind your pole sitter. Both of these trucks turned to some fantastic lap times, qualifying 1 and 2. Now both of them here in 9th and 10th position, respectively, about 20 seconds behind your leaders of Brandon and Truth. And let's go right back up here. This battle is starting to get hot now again. 99 has it, 77 wants it, but don't look now. They're starting to put some pressure on this 8 truck. 2 of these drivers in the playoff hunt. Actually, all 3 of these drivers in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, you guys are battling each other, but they're also running down that number 8 at Curtis Sector. He trying to look for something up on that high side and trying to see if he's going to find something. But looks like Archibald may be starting to run just a little bit of a diamond style pattern through the corners, so we'll see if that pays off.
Does look like it's helping him. He's able to get a super low exit, and that's one of those things, if you don't have to turn that wheel left on exit, that is always a good thing. And he's got that low line where, now he's going to get loose out of 2, and that's going to put him 3 wide. Philip is going to back out of that. Curtis is going to get into the walls. The 77 is going to take advantage and get a 2 for here in 1 turn. So put Alex Gates in front of both of these drivers. Now the battle is going to be on between Curtis and the 99 as Philip now back to work, running that diamond like you were talking about. I just believe he was a little shallow to really throttle up on that exit like he did, and that's what got him loose.
They had 1 loose, 1 tight, and the 77 capitalized and did that as the old twofer.
Yeah, it was a great move by him. Now I believe Philip is going to try to take that high line, like you said, and start working his way back down. He does get a great run off of that turn, but he just cannot get enough speed, having to slow down in the middle to get the truck to come down the track. Just gives Curtis enough room to stay out in front of him here. And this is what we talked about earlier with Truth and Brandon, where, Truth up on that high side, Brandon trying to find a way around, and that bottom just a little too slippery to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, you get such a good run on that high side. You get such a good run on quarter exit that on that bottom line, having to take it just a little bit slower, it just doesn't pay the dividends. It looks like he's going to try to make another move here.
Yeah, he might have this one done.
Looks like he got that one done finally.
If he could just slide up, and there you go. He's going to slide up old school style. This is an old school track here, Russ, so nothing wrong with a little slide job there, getting in front of Curtis so he couldn't battle him back on that high side. Now he's going to take away Curtis's position in his line, start to kick that diamond off, and he's going to start walking away from that 8 truck, I believe.
Yeah, I noticed what he did there. He went in on a little bit higher there. He kept the diamond, but he didn't make it all the way to the bottom. He diamonded it from the top to the middle, which still allows that corner exit speed to be up a little higher than what that bottom line is.
Brandon Sanfilippo just putting it on the field right now, up 2 seconds over Truth. I believe Truth, like we talked about before, that 1.5 second, just, you know, and when you're in a league like this, Russ, it's so paramount that you nail everything. One little slip up, you get the car sideways on the apron going onto pit road. One little slip up can cost you, has nothing to do with your speed out there on track, has everything to do with the small things. And that is what bit Truth there is. It looks like he's holding serve right now. Andrew Teft is going to come down pit road, and he's going to leave himself, what, with 49 laps?
Yeah, he's definitely short pitting here.
Those tires must have given up there on that 98 truck. I do not see any damage. Deciding to go down pit road. We're going to come right back up here to this leader as, shockingly enough, right in front of him was your outside pole sitter here at Blair Holloman in the 32. He is still struggling with a loose condition on that truck.
I was just going to say, it looks like he's kind of been battling that thing all night long, just not able to find something. I mean, he was quick there in qualifying, like you said, able to qualify outside the front row, but yeah, it looks like he's been struggling with that truck ever since that lap 1 incident.
Yeah, Brandon now has settled in, and it is going to be hard to beat this 12 truck right now. He's got the clean air. As you can see, Truth Hope pushing pretty hard to try to get back to him, but he's got the clean air. He had the preferred lower middle to low line there early on, just couldn't find his way around Truth. Now he doesn't need to do that. If he nails this pit road entry here in just a few laps, which I would assume in about 5 to 6 laps, we're going to be right there on pit stop time again. If he can nail that, it's going to be hard for Truth to get back to him.
Yeah, this pit stop is going to be paramount. No mistakes. Tell your pit crew, make sure they get all their lugs tight. And, you know, we see Blair up in the wall there. You got to execute this final pit stop to perfection.
I agree. Now we're going to take a look over here on your timing tower about your last lap times. We're going to do this for a couple of laps here because we just want to take a look at your fastest drivers here on the track. Of course, Brandon having to get around Blair and put him a lap down is going to skew this timing. But that lap before looked like Alex Gates has really found something in that 77 truck. He is now in 4th position, and he is coming in a pretty big way. He was your fastest truck there on the track the lap before.
Yeah, and as you can see, the tire is definitely paying dividends. You look back there at 98 of Andrew Teft just came down pit road running about a second and a half. In a second to a second and a half faster than these guys on older tires right now.
Again, and it's going to depend on where that defensive line comes from with Andrew Teft, because I do believe he is going to cycle back to being your leader out here on the track, because right now, like you said, he's turning about a second and a half faster than every other driver. It looks like Brandon now getting back to that at 25.7-ish range. So a couple of tenths faster than even your second place driver, as now it looks like Truth. There he is. Now back a pretty good ways. Now 2.75 seconds behind Brandon. So Brandon, couple of tenths a lap faster. It looks like Blair into the wall again here on this backstretch. So that 32 truck just all out of sorts tonight and really not able to find a rhythm here at the Rock.
Yeah, you have those nights you just struggle all night long. It seems like that's the kind of nights that the 32s have, unfortunately.
We are going to have a 3-way battle here very soon, as now Alex Teft, who was the truck that ran the longest there on that green flag run, now starting to track back down Kirby Wainscott. And you can see Curtis Ecker right in front of him. Andrew Teft on those fresh tires is going to make quick work. Oh, and he's going to have to stay behind Alex. That truck getting terribly sideways, as now he's going to put it 3 wide. He's got to make the most of those tires. And now in front of them is Curtis Ecker now coming down pit road. Brandon Sanfilippo, he is down pit road.
I was just going to say the 12, the leader, was on pit road there making his pit stop.
Alex Gates on pit coming back out now. This is interesting here. Russ Truth deciding to stay out and long pit Brandon Sanfilippo. I'm not sure that's the right strategy, but Truth has something in his mind here. He wants to be the fastest truck on the track by the end of this, and we will keep you updated on how these pit stops are going to go in and out.
It's amazing. We're here at the, Rockingham short track. Only 12 drivers or 11 drivers out on the track right now. I guarantee you there's 11 different strategies. I see smoke and we have a caution.
Oh, the 77 truck coming out. That's going to put Brandon and Andrew Teft and several of those drivers having to take a wave around. And it looked like the 77 truck on fresh rubber coming out and, just putting the hammer down a little bit too hard. Barely going to kiss that inside retaining wall. No damage to that truck, but having to stop, creating that caution. And now, as we run this down, let's see if we can go live here. Truth Hope, Alex Teft, Kirby Wainscott, Troy Thomas, and Blair Holloman all stayed out. Now, I do believe, Blair stayed in front of Truth. So he is going to be able to come all the way back around here. There is new life in that driver as he has served up a very nice present here, Russ. He's going to be able to come back around, get to the tail end, and do the pits. These other drivers, they're going to have to take a wave around and start in the back with older tires. Yeah. I mean, Andrew Teft has several laps on his tires.
Yeah, this is a complete game changer right here. I mean, the top five they're going to be able to come in and get fresh tire, fill their trucks up, and they're going to be able to start in front of these guys that have the older tires, have to take the wave around. I still wouldn't be surprised to see some of those guys come down and take tires or top off the fuel. We've seen it a couple of weeks ago, but this is a new life for the 55 of Truth Hope right now.
Well, these other drivers aren't going to be able to do that, Russ, because they're only going to get the wave around when it's one to go. So they're not going to come down and pit. So Andrew Teft, Brandon Sanfilippo, Sean Dunaway, Philip Archibald, all of those drivers, and it does look like, they were able to get around and get into the pit road. So they were going to pit right now. It does look like Blair and Andrew are down pit road. So they're actually going to be in pretty good shape. They're going to have nice fresh rubber on these trucks, so they're going to be okay. Now you can see Curtis Ecker is staying out. Alex Gates is going to stay out. Now, Alex had fresh tires, although he did rotate that truck around, so that is going to hurt those a little bit. Brandon is going to get the wave around as well. So these drivers, Sean Dunaway is going to follow him. Philip Archibald is going to follow him. So these drivers are going to be on older tires than the rest of the field, and that's just a really difficult thing for this 12 truck, being so dominant there on that second stint, coming down pit road and getting caught on that caution.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're not really that far off on lap. I mean, my things are showing that Brandon's got 5 laps on this set of tires, but and on a track like this, as rough as it is on these tires, those 5 laps definitely mean a lot.
Yeah, let's see if we can reset this for you. Truth Hope is going to come out to be your leader here. Alex Teft is going to be on the outside of him. Kirby Wainscott in third. Troy Thomas is going to be in fourth. Blair Holloman in fifth. Andrew Teft in sixth. And Brandon Sanfilippo is going to be in seventh. Dunaway in eighth. And then as we get ready to take ourselves back to Green Flag Racing, Truth Hope back on the jump. And there he goes. Nice extension. But I will tell you, as we've seen over and over and over again, this is almost Alex Teft time.
Yeah, as we see that 43, he's looking right now.
We have seen this driver do this over and over and over again, where he just kind of lulls you to sleep, and then all of a sudden, with the races on the line, he comes up and finds the speed that everyone else is running. Don't look now, Blair Holloman back in third. And we just have a mess back here. Now, is everybody going to be patient? What is Brandon going to do? Is he going to be patient? Curtis Ecker looks nice and racy and aggressive underneath of Kirby Wainscott.
Yeah, I mean, we still got 33 laps to go. These tires, they burn up quick when you're over aggressive, but man, you know, one thing we've seen tonight is once those leaders get out, they kind of check out. So if they're going to make up position, you need to do it fast and in a hurry.
Yeah, and as difficult as this is going to be for these drivers to make these passes. Oh, and you see Troy is going to get the 12 truck, and he saves it.
Nice save by Brandon Sanfilippo in that 12
Oh,
truck.
and now he's going to get in
gets
the wall. Man, it goes from bad to worse for Brandon. Brandon going up to put the block on Troy. Troy, it looked like, didn't really like that and just drove him into the turn there. What a fantastic save. And now he's going to get loose again. Oh, and that is probably going to bring out a caution. He's going to get it rolling. We are still green.
That to me looked like the scenes of an angry driver.
That was just trying to get this. Now, I will tell you, going purple last lap as we go back up here. We'll keep an eye on Brandon, but he's going to take that thing into the pits. Just a terrible tragedy at the end of this race. Now, we still not really the end. We have 30 laps to go, but back third of this race. And now, don't look, but this Blair Holloman driver has found some new life, found for dead, down a lap. The 12 truck coming in, putting him back, the last car in the lead lap, being able to come in and get some tires. Now he's fighting here for second.
You know what I was just thinking about? Like, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, he was involved in that lap 1 incident there. Wouldn't be surprised if he was just driving around with that damage, waiting until the latter stages of this, hoping for a caution or waiting for that last pit stop, and then took a smash repair. And he's got a brand new truck out there right now. That's what I think I'm seeing right now out of that 32.
Oh, that's a fantastic point. I didn't even think about that, but yes, it does look like Brandon has jumped to the pits here. He's probably going to try to take that fast repair, but yes, he probably has that fast repair done. Brand new truck driving like it did when he qualified, and now he is on the attack, trying to find a way around this 43 truck. Blair Holloman saying it's not just Alex Teff time, it's Blair Holloman time now, as he is going to work this high line, trying to get a run off of this. Now, he might be able to do it here, as he's going to cross him over. Oh, just cannot get the drive in the middle of the turn. Alex Teff with a great defensive posture on that high side, and this is allowing Truth Hope to walk away with this race. Now only 26 laps. We're going to see this flip over to 25 to go. Curtis Ecker not too far behind these drivers either. I believe Curtis is a lap down. Kirby Wainscott currently your 4th place truck. Andrew Tefton 5th.
All right, John, I was just going back. It looks like Brandon Sanfilippo has decided to take his truck to the hauler. It looks like after that spin on the backstretch there, it looks like he was trying to come down pit road, missed it, got loose, and hit the wall again. He's tried to load her up for the night.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, just terrible. I do believe that was going to be the truck to beat here. That does. Oh, we do have another. Is that? Oh, I thought it showed a caution, but we do not have a caution, as it looks like our tower is wanting to go a little crazy. Let's see if we can hide it and pop it back up. It's still a little crazy, so I apologize about that. But Blair is still working on the back end of Alex Teft. And Curtis Ecker is getting ever so close to the back end of Blair Holloman. He is now sniffing a 3rd place. No, he is a lap down. I apologize. It's Kirby Wainscott that's starting to sneak back into the picture here. That is a non-playoff driver here having an amazing run in 4th place. Andrew Tefton 5th. Let's see if we can go back and take a look, as Andrew is going to start working on the back end of the 10 truck.
That's not really somebody we've talked about much tonight. Kirby Wainscott in that 10 has just kind of been one of them silent but deadly ones, working his way up there to the top 5 to the podium.
Yes, he is, and it does look like we're going to try to maybe transition over to this ticker. I do apologize about the way that tower's looking. It looks like the ticker is going to be okay. But yes, another driver that really just bides his time and waits for his moment to jump, and he is doing that right now. Kirby Wainscott running that middle line. Now, Andrew needs that position, and he is going to start sneaking down to the inside. This playoff driver wanting those points, getting everything he can. It does look like Kirby going to take that high line, is going to play nice and allow Andrew to get by. Now Curtis Ecker between him and third. Alex Teft able to fend off Blair early on. Now starting to pull away. I believe Truth has set sail in this race, but Alex able to fend off that 32. Now starting to sneak away. Now it's going to be, can Blair hang on? And is Andrew Teft going to be able to catch him here with 20 laps to go?
Yeah, Andrew back working that middle line again. It looks like he picked up a little bit on Blair that last lap, it looks like, but you can't really count that 98 out until that checkered flag flies. We're under 20 to go, so if he's going to do something, he's I think he's going to need a little bit of help from a flag of a certain color.
This man really putting on a show now, up 2.38 seconds over Alex Teft. After that 12 truck was gone, this driver getting that opportunity after that caution, he decided to stay out, run that long, found his way to the front, has put this thing back on cruise control and just gaining tenths and tenths every lap. Last lap, a 25-1 to Alex's 25-3. So right now, sitting about 2 tenths faster than your second place driver.
Yeah, Chris is out here just laying laps down. 17 to go, looking for a dub. He's had one coming here for quite a while, and might just find it here tonight at Rockingham. Yeah?
Here we go. The battle for the podium. Blair Holloman has it. Andrew Teft in the 98 truck looking underneath. These passes are going to get harder and harder as these tires get looser and looser because that exit is just so hard to get some grip on. Blair is starting to struggle now. He's having to run that high line. That earlier fight with Alex, I think, really gave it everything he had in that truck, and he is going to continually get loose on the exit. Andrew, I believe, is going to make this pass happen here.
Yeah, he's going to get into that corner kind of low, slide right up the middle line, and put that slide job on the 32, put him up to P3.
That driver struggling about middle of this race, finding something here late. Now put him up to third in a podium position. Alex Teft in second. Blair back into the wall again as he is struggling in that dirty air. Now Kirby Wainscott starting to put some pressure on the 32. He wants fourth position.
Yeah, notice great run again by Kirby Wainscott, working his way up here, trying to battle up here for P4 at the end of this race.
This is as strong as I have seen him all season long, Russ. This 10 truck really taken to Rockingham very, very well. And he is fast, and he is turning some really quick lap times as now he's peaking underneath of the 32. I believe he is going to be able to make this pass happen as Blair is just struggling up there on the high side.
I don't know what it is with that 32 truck, but yeah, it seems like after these tires wear off, normally he's up to the wall again. Normally these trucks get loose when these tires wear out. It looks like he's just kind of getting tight up there on that high side.
Driving that truck right off of the right front, sliding it in, and that's going to really put him at a disadvantage through the rest of that turn. Kirby's now going to be able to make that pass. Don't look now. This race for the top three is not over. Not only is Andrew tracking down Alex, but Kirby Wainscott with the drive of the season there in that 10 truck right behind both of them. He wants an interview tonight.
Yeah. It's great to see somebody like like Kirby up here running for a podium. He, like I said, he's kind of silent all season long, kind of in the middle. You don't really see him much, and here he is saying, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you boys tonight."
I will tell you this, that driver knows how to handle a truck and a race car. I've ran around him quite a bit, and he is always safe, always knows how to handle it. It drives well within himself. But I'll tell you this, he is on one tonight, Russ. Is now this is going to be a three-way battle. We are not forgetting about Truth Hoke, who has set sail. Now almost a 5-second gap to these drivers here. But this is your battle for second, third, and fourth. Oh, Alex is going to get in the wall. It doesn't look like that wall scrape there on the entry of one is really damaging their lap times.
It looks like they're able to kind of bounce off of it, kind of helps give them a run off the quarter. But yeah, Truth's up there, just barely seeing these guys in his rearview mirror saying, "Keep at it, boys. I don't have to worry about much."
He's just got to hit his marks, and he'll have this race in the bag. But I got to tell you this is not the first time that these two have tied in. Oh, Alex in the wall big time. That is going to open the door, not only for Andrew, but now Kirby's going to have this inside line.
He hit that wall in a really weird spot, kind of where it protrudes a little bit more out under the track there. And that might have done just a little bit of damage to the right front of that 43 truck.
Blair Holloman now starting to sneak back into the picture in this race as well. Kirby Wainscott, again, just running the bottom of that track, finding a ton of speed. Andrew Teff now up to second, trying to set sail with 8 laps to go to get himself away from this battle. Blair in that 32 has not given up. He's right there. I think Alex is starting to struggle a little bit with these tires. You see him really loose on entry now.
Andrew's starting to run kind of that diamond pattern from top to bottom. See Blair in the wall coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, that is going to put that lap truck underneath of Blair. And really, you'd like to see Blair be able to really run this out. And there you go. So Curtis just going to back out, let that driver. What a great move there by Curtis to back out and let these drivers that are on the lead lap race this thing out. Kirby now slowing down just a little bit. Blair finding a ton of speed all of the sudden. Has pulled back up. Now Kirby looking underneath of Alex again. This is your
Great
last
battle.
spot for third place. Blair is looking high. He wants to go 3.
Better of it there. We got 5 to go.
5 laps to go. Alex in the wall again. He's going to do that slight little bounce. Oh, and he's going to hit it once more. Now Blair's going to take it 3 wide. I believe Kirby's got the faster truck if he can get by. Now they're going to go back 3 wide, going through 3 and 4. He got crossed over by Alex, and Alex is going to stay on the outside of Blair. They touch, going to the start-finish line.
What a battle for third with 4 laps to go now.
Blair Holloman coming back from the dead to find himself here up to 3rd position. Now Alex is hanging tough on the outside. Andrew Teft is gone. Your leader is going to win this race. Truth Hoke with 3 laps to go. This is the battle for 3rd. Kirby Wainscott back underneath of Alex.
Troy Thomas looking at this from back there saying, "Hey, let me get up in this mix too. I want to play, boys."
Here comes Troy Thomas with the shot at this thing. 3 laps to go. Oh, Alex again in the wall on the exit of 2. Kirby getting loose going into the turn. Troy is going to touch the back end of that truck. Kirby with a great pass now back in 4th. Alex has not given this race up, trying to find every square inch that he can. I do believe that right front is just giving up on that truck. Now Troy is going to start looking underneath of Alex as these positions are going to start getting harder and harder for Alex to keep. We are on the final lap. I do want to go back and give all of the credit in the world this 55 truck. He was fast on the outset, was fast in the middle of this race, and once these drivers started racing side by side, he was able to set sail. Russ, 7-second lead for this driver coming around here to take the checkered flag.
1 week you don't pick the 55 as your pick to win. He gets it done at Rockingham.
Truth Hoke, you're a winner there at Rockingham. Now we're going to have a battle at the end, going across the start-finish line for 3rd. I believe Blair is going to be able to hang on to that one. Kirby, oh, and they're going to have some extracurriculars at the end of that.
That was a great battle we saw there for P3 for those last 4 or 5 laps, John. That was incredible to watch.
Just a great job. I don't know where this driver and Blair Holloman found that speed. I will tell you, he reminds me so much as I watch him race of like a Kyle Busch or even earlier like Jeff Gordon. Just ultra aggressive there and having a great time doing it. But man, he can really turn that truck when he needs to.
Yeah, we've said it time and time again. He's not afraid to get up on the wheel of it. And, he struggled early on, probably, like I said, probably ran most of that race with damage from that first lap incident. Got that fast repair done at that last pit stop. We'll find out in the interview, but got that last, I'm assuming took his fast repair at that final pit stop. Made that truck all brand new again and found himself up here in top three.
Troy and Truth now are going to celebrate this thing. Truth Hoken, that 55 truck, man, well deserved. Let him burn that thing down. I wonder if he knows that the actual winner circle is right there on the inside retaining wall. It does look like that's where he is going, so he definitely knows. And he's going to do a donut there. He doesn't care about pictures. Truth Hoke, your winner. Andrew Teff coming home in second with a great job fighting back. Blair Holloman in third. Kirby Wainscott in fourth. Alex Teft is going to be in fifth. Troy Thomas in sixth. Sean Dunaway, Philip Archibald in eighth. Curtis, and then Brandon Sanfilippo is going to finish in 10th.
Alex Gates having a rough night, going to bring it home in 11th. And I don't think Rob actually started the race. He did not start the race tonight, so
No,
he will
did
finish
not.
in that 12th spot.
Wow, so let's see if we can go back, and we're going to slow this thing down so that everybody can get their pictures. We're going to hide that, and we're going to start pulling some of these drivers up to the waiting room. And I'm going to see if I can grab a hold of this driver here in Blair Hall. Looks like we've got Truth in the waiting room. Let's see if we can find Blair. Here he is. I'm going to see if I can pull him up. Blair, this is Johnny Russ here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. How you doing?
Whew, I'll tell you, man, it was a blast watching you all battle that thing out. We'll get to the end, the last 10 laps in a second. But, man, it looked like Troy spun the tires, got caught up early. And then on that back run, you didn't take the fast repair, tried to get that truck repaired, and it just didn't seem like it was driving right there until the end.
Yeah, when we had that caution there, when I pulled off pit road, I had about 40 seconds left of damage to repair. I was kind of banking that we might had another caution in like the next 15 to 20 laps. With pacing around here, you can make the truck work if you have about 15 seconds of damage or less, but anything more than that, it's usually acting as if it knocked the toe out of it. So I was just trying to nurse it along, and when I saw we were running green for a while, I decided, well, time to fix it.
Yep. Well, and fix it you did. And then coming back out, it looked like on that restart, really quick battled Alex early on in that run, then fell back. Andrew was able to get around you, and then Kirby was able to get around you. And then all of a sudden, when they started battling, man, you guys just had one heck of a 5 or 6 lap battle. Were you saving a little bit of tire to come back and fight there, or did they just burn it up battling each other?
It's kind of a mix. I spent that last little bit from that final restart trying to figure out where this truck actually wants to run. I didn't really get a good indication of where it wanted to run when it was damaged. So trying to search to see where the truck wanted to be, and I found it like to try to diamond the corner, and I overcooked the tires, so I had to nurse it a little bit. The spotter kind of yelled at me saying, "Take care of the right front." So I did that. I got past and saw an opportunity there when Teft and Kirby were battling going in turn one. I saw they were going in there, and I saw the way Kirby was going in there. I knew they were going to scrub a lot of speed. I ran up as high as I could to get a good run off, and the inside line was there, and I decided to stick a truck there, and somehow I got in front of both of them and was able to fight them off.
Yeah, and fight them off you did, coming home with a top 3. This is going to be great for you here in this playoff battle. So, Blair, congratulations. Way to have a fantastic comeback. I know you battled all night long, so great top 3 here. We'll turn it over to you, let you give your shout-outs.
Yeah, thank you. I want to give a couple quick shout outs. I know Yost actually didn't make the grid. He was kind of debating on whether he wanted to race tonight or not. He has to get up at 3:30 in the morning, so I can't blame him that he decided to call it. But he's team captain, so anytime we get a truck up in the podium position, it's always good for the team. I know we're running a Trackhouse paint scheme, but there are actually three sponsors on there that I try to thank every time. Macro Tools, want to thank Roy Salisbury, my tool guy. Holloman Napa Auto Parts, my cousin Tad, his family's business, and ACR Auto Core Recycling with my buddy Brian Lefevre. Those three always try to push me along here when I do this sim racing deal because they know if I had the opportunity to put together a real car, I would, and they would like to support that. So this is the best that I can do with what I'm given, and they're glad to support it either way.
Well, we certainly appreciate you. Thank you for coming out, spending your Tuesday night with us, and we look forward to seeing you out here next week.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully that race looked real good. Hope to talk to y'all next week.
All right. Thanks, Blair. There is your third place driver, Blair Holloman, doing a fantastic job, and I hope that he enjoys the call. As we have somebody out there, Cody, saying that Truth got the Max Verstappen treatment. Yeah, he really did. Once he set sail there with this battle on, really had to stick with this one, but completely agree with you. All right, let's see if we can pull Andrew Teft up here, Russ, and then we'll turn the mic over to you. Andrew, this is John and Russ here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. For the last couple of short track races, you've kind of proven to be one of them short track dominators, and you were my pick to win here tonight. So, you almost made me look good, Andrew. But you look like you either struggling just a little bit, or maybe you were saving early on. But you saw you kind of in the mid pack for a lot of that race, and then right there at the end, you were kind of up there. And by the time you got yourself up there, Truth had kind of just set sail and just said, "I'll see you guys later." Just take us back through your race and tell us what you thought.
It kind of just felt like I was playing catch up the whole race, but it just kind of worked out in the end the way it all unfolded. I started off thinking maybe I could one stop it, and then got a few laps in and realized that was pretty unrealistic. So decided to pick up the speed, and at that point, I had given up some time because I was on the other strategy. So I was kind of like in between strategies and gave up a bunch of time. And then from there, I was just trying to do something a little bit different to catch up, just something other than what the leaders were doing. So short pitted that last run by quite a bit and almost got caught a lap down, but managed to get the lucky dog. And at the end there, I was running all right. It was just kind of tight everywhere. I haven't quite figured this place out yet, but I'm really happy for Truth. By the time I got through the traffic, like when you're the lucky dog, you got to start at the back. So, I worked my way through the field, and by that time I'd used up all my stuff, so I didn't have anything for him. But congratulations to Truth. It's really awesome to see him win.
Yeah, at the start of the race, we really thought we were going to see everybody try to go 60 laps, just make this a one stop race. But we noticed, right around that 40 lap mark, everybody starting to come in and take their first round of pit stops. And we were I was especially kind of shocked to see, when you had come down like that. And I said, well, I'm sure he's probably got something up his sleeve later in this race, because I know Andrew, and he usually tries to pit off cycle just a little bit. And yeah, we saw you do that there, and almost that late caution kind of almost would have hurt. But like you said, you got that lucky dog, was able to get your lap back, and then work your way up through the field. So this is halfway now through the playoffs. We got just 2 races left of this season, Michigan and Atlanta. How are you feeling moving ahead into these playoffs?
They're both tracks I'm pretty decent at, so feeling pretty comfortable, but still a lot of work to do. Can't count on anything in this. The competition is really tough. You make one mistake, and that's all it takes. But yeah, Michigan, I've got a ton of second place finishes there. I need to pull a win off one of these days. Just a lot of runner ups and plate tracks. Yeah, they're always a lot of fun, but like I said, you just never know what you're gonna get there. It's kind of like a lottery sometimes with the plate racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully next week we'll see you up there, get your Michigan win, and talk you up here in Victory Lane. But till then, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you and let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, congrats again to Truth. One of my favorite things about running this stuff is just watching people find success. And he's had one coming here for a long time, so I'm happy he got it. And I want to thank our servicemen and women, my family, my friends, my team, everybody that tunes in to watch, shows up to race. And if you want to check us out, just head on over to racerselite.com. You can find all of our info there. And get in touch with me on Discord. We'll get you all set up.
Yeah, absolutely. Race is elite place to run, man. They run every night of the week. They got something going on. So check them out if you wanna. If you're looking to get into a place to race. And thanks again, Andrew. Congrats on that second place finish tonight.
Thanks, guys.
So there's your second place driver, Russ. Andrew Teff doing a fantastic job picking up another podium finish. Man, I'll tell you, halfway through this, he is going to be a tough guy to beat here for this championship. Now, let's see if we can pull the man of the hour in. That's going to be Truth Hoke, your race winner. And we'll see if we can get him up here to the booth. Truth, this is John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so I hope you're as happy at this win as we were calling it. As we walked through, looked like Troy spun the tires early on, gave you that outside line, and you really set sail that first stint. Looked like Brandon was able to get in front of you in that second stint, and he was pretty good there on old tires, but he made a mistake. But, man, I will tell you, when you saw that green flag this last stint, man, you set sail and put about 7.5 seconds on him, Truth. Fantastic job. Walk me through your night.
Yeah, the first stint, like last race here, I learned a lot following Blair, and I run the high line, and I kept my lap time pretty decent. But then after the first pit stop, I run the low line most of it, and my truck just went away, and it didn't handle good, and that's when he took off on me. And then I was almost ready to pit, and I seen smoke. Teammate Troy said smoke, and I come around turn 2 and seen smoke. I said, thank God I didn't pit yet.
Yeah, it
But then
really put you in a great spot right there. It really did.
Yeah, but when I seen Blair was still on the lead lap and he coming to pits, I thought, and then when I seen he's third, oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were able to hold it. And not only did you hold him off, but that wasn't the battle that you had to fight there at the end. That was going to be you and Alex.
Yeah, Alex had me there for a little bit, but staying on the high line and him being on the low line like he was, I was hoping that I could start pulling from him after a few laps. And once I got a little bit of gap where I could start hitting my braking points where I wanted to brake at, that's when I started picking up more gap in between us. But yeah, he had me worried there because he's right on my bumper a few times.
Well, I will tell you, man, not only were you able to fend him off, but it looked like he lost a little bit. And then once you stayed out there in clean air and they battled just a little, you were still turning 1/10 to 2/10 a lap faster than those drivers. So whatever you found here, Truth, you found that secret sauce to get yourself around the rock. Pick up your win. This is just a fantastic job by you. Sometimes you get out there and you luck into a few. This one, not only did you earn it, but man, you demolished it. So congratulations, Truth, and we'll turn it over to you and give your shout outs tonight.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my wife for supporting me in this, my team, the Misfits, teammates Troy and Jesse. Jesse's moving. Can't wait for him to get back. You guys for broadcasting. Can't wait to watch it back. Andrew for putting it on. And all the drivers here and Racers Elite for such a clean race and such a great league.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job. Congratulations. Go celebrate with Troy because you definitely deserve it, Truth. We hope to speak to you next week.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a good one.
All right, you too, Truth.
Congrats, Truth.
So there is a man that is happy to get that win. And I will tell you, not only has it been a long time coming, but we talk about it every single week where we feel like this driver is just right there. If one or two things go his way, he is going to be able to pick up a win. And, man, he definitely was able to do that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the latter half of the season here, you know, we talk about it regularly, how he's just gained so much and improved so much. And, you know, he's been there. He's been in the fights. We talked to him a couple weeks ago with that third place finish here in the Truck Series. And then here tonight, he finally gets it done, picks up that dub, and moves on to the third round of the playoffs here at the Race Truck Series.
Round 2 in the books here at Rockingham. As you saw, what a fantastic race. And, man, if you like that, just wait till you see them all in a pack next week there at Michigan. next week. And we will see you then here on the Racers Elite Network. We certainly appreciate everybody that's tuning in, not only on YouTube, but on Facebook and Twitch as well. Russ, we are going to be back tomorrow night with another round 2, but this is going to be in the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll be back here tomorrow night, and hope everybody that's tuning in tonight shows up tomorrow for these Xfinity